Hi guys, so as I've said in my previous video, I am a geek. I am a massive geek. I'm just going to go right out there and just say it. There are quite a few things which I am very passionate about, which a lot of people would in fact consider to be nerdy, such as Doctor Who. Okay, before you ask, yes, this is a Doctor Who Nintendo DS case. Yeah, Marvel, and you can count the t-shirt as well. I am a huge Marvel geek. Comic books. Yes, I am a huge fan of comic books. I absolutely adore them. I sometimes feel like you could just never ever go wrong with these. That's how much of a huge passion I have for comic books. Futurama. And yes folks, this is all 8 seasons and 140 episodes. I need a life. Movies! I'm currently studying a film course at the minute. I want to become a film director eventually. It's my big dream. I am a huge nerd for movies, what could I say? Books! Yep, I am a massive fan of books, what could I say? Gone by Michael Grant, this is currently my favourite one at the minute. Harry Potter! I've grown up on these movies. I absolutely love Harry Potter. Come on, look at me in the eye and tell me you didn't get a little bit emotional at the end of Deathly Hallows Part 2. Come on, look at me in the eye, look at me in the eye. Don't start going into the comments section saying, but I didn't cry at the end of Harry Potter The Deathly Hallows Part 2. Shut up, you did. And there are many more things that I would love to bring up that I'm such a huge geek about, that I'm very passionate about, but if I wanted to talk about them, we'd be here all day and this video would never ever end. As pop culture has progressed over the last decade or so, being nerdy slash geeky has kind of become the big trend now in recent years. I think it's because that given that we're currently living in the golden age of superhero movies, more and more people are going to see them. Right from Ant-Man this Friday, which I'm really excited to go and see, all the way up to Green Lantern and Cyborg, which have been confirmed to be released in 2020. These movies aren't just attracting comic book and superhero movie fans, but they're also attracting people of all different kinds of demographics. They're not just attracting film fans in general, they're attracting loads of other people. And I think that's a brilliant example of how geek culture has had such a massive impact on the world ahead that nowadays, I think nerds are starting to become more accepted among the general population. For another thing, intelligence does matter. I got bullied at school, and when I say bullied, I mean I had the shit kicked out of me quite a lot. And a lot of the times it was for being a total dork. I was sitting in the library most of the time reading books. But you know, with the stereotype now, with the geek that normally gets bullied in school, they grow up to be very successful, and the person who bullied them is now a lowlife and has a really shitty job and they hate themselves. That's actually true. With intelligence comes success. A good example of this is Bill Gates. Take what he said, for example. Bill Gates once said, be nice to nerds, because chances are you're gonna end up working for one. I think given the huge rise of geek culture in recent years, a lot of people are really starting to take that quote into consideration. But yeah, in my opinion, I do like to think of myself as a geek. I am one, and I am proud of it. But I think the point I'm really trying to get across here, guys, is if you consider yourself to be a nerd, or a geek, or a dork, or whatever, don't worry about the people that are getting you down because of it. In the future, you'll be a huge success, and they'll just be a taxi driver somewhere, and it's probably going to end up like the plot from 13 Going 30. I know I'm using that movie as a bit of a reference, but there's a scene in that movie where one of the bullies from main character's old school is now living a really shit life. He's a taxi driver, he's really gained a lot of weight, he hates himself, he's living a shit life. Whilst the main character is now living a very successful life. I think that's something people should really take into consideration. The ones who are normally being bullied often tend to rise above the bullies. That's why you shouldn't worry about being a nerd. More and more people are becoming nerds and geeks and dorks, and it is amazing. It kind of shows a big era of new acceptance, in a way. But yeah, I think that's the point I'm really just trying to get across here, guys. Let me know in the comment section below if you consider yourself to be a nerd, and what you do consider yourself to be a nerd for. And other than that, I'll see you later. Have a nice day. See ya, guys.